one of the most interesting organizations to work with is those that are in the process of merging and acquiring technology. That's because you're bringing in new systems, new services, new people, and trying to mesh together practices from different teams that both represent a version of good. In an acquisition scenario, I kind of cast my mind back a few years to a particularly horrifying story that I think outlines why it's so important to consider cybersecurity risk as a part of due diligence alongside engineering capability, technical skills, product market fit, and financial. This particular organization were in the travel sector, and they produced a technology platform that had some pretty major tailwinds. A good, attractive deal was put together, and the team actually moved forward and acquired this company to roll out on a larger basis to the global market. They were about 2 to 3 months into their journey having acquired this company when the platform was absolutely lambasted. They were compromised at the deepest levels, enabling the attackers to extract data. And unfortunately, a lot of the data that was extracted didn't represent best practice standards. They looked negligent. What was interesting was the team had reviewed the code and ascertained it was broadly stylistically good, it was broadly well architected, but they'd failed to consider the threat model and the cybersecurity aspects of that platform, enabling attackers to wander in and steal that data. Now that was bad for a number of reasons, but actually the reason it was most painful isn't the one you're thinking of. It wasn't the vast fine from the Information Commissioner's office. It wasn't even actually the loss of confidence from their customers. Both those things were bad, but it tied up that organization in months and months and months of coding, refactoring, and rebuilding. The opportunity cost lost to that technology not being able to move forward with the business of being in business as opposed to cybersecurity was really condemning for this investment. Now we got to work with them and got to play the attackers and try to replicate other ways that this could go forwards. That's actually a great working model, working with the build team, the yellow or the orange team, to help them to be able to refine their practices as they build and make an application that was more resilient more quickly. They're still using those practices today, but it was a hard-earned lesson in how much a business can be put into the quagmire or the kind of mud of a lack of momentum if they have to respond to these types of technical threats.